This video is to help you complete the final product for the project Thermal Energy. What you're going to be doing is you're going to make recommendations on a home design based on what you have learned about conduction, convection, and radiation, and the lessons that we learned about the different insulated cups and how the temperature changed. So the first task that you're going to do is you're going to label a drawing of the house to indicate where you want to place the following appliances. So you're going to have 4 different appliances that you're going to have to place in this household. And you're going to place them based on the information that you learned in the lessons that we did as a class and the information that you've learned about heat transfer. So the first building material that you're going to place is the insulation. So wherever you think insulation material should go, you're going to put a label A on this household on the slide deck that's in my Google Classroom that's assigned to you. So insulation material is, insulation can be made from a lot of different things, but it's an extra layer of building material. A lot of you have probably seen this maybe in your attic. It might have been pink, it might have been in little pieces or a spray foam, but it can be a lot of different things. The next material that you are going to label on your household are the vents. Vents, a lot of you have seen these in different homes, apartments, and they can allow a couple of things. They can allow airflow between the outside and the inside of the home, and they can also allow airflow into the home with cooling and heating systems. The next one you're going to do is an AC unit for an individual room. So you're going to put one AC unit in one room. So these are not going to be the large units that we're used to seeing on the outside of the home, but instead an individual unit. So it might look like something like this, or it might look like something like this. Usually you'll see them as window units that people use to cool down one room. And last but not least is a furnace. A lot of us aren't very aware of where we might see a furnace. If you want to, whenever you access this resource, you can click on the link here for ELF or Home Alone. Those are a couple examples of a furnace inside of a movie, but these are used to heat your homes. They can be large units as well, like your air conditioning units, or they can be smaller units that look like this that you can put in one individual room, and they can heat up that room so that it doesn't get too cold during those winter months. Okay, so you will be labeling all of those things on this household on the slide deck that was assigned to you in my Google Classroom. And you are trying to assign these based on what you know about heat transfer. So once you've labeled it, you've come in here, maybe you labeled it, you put, okay, I think insulation should go here. You add your labels here, okay? And you do this for each one of these, label A, B, and C. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go into the actual writing and explaining. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do the part for the furnace and the AC unit, okay? And you're going to tell me where is the best place for the furnace and the AC to go. So I believe that the best place for the AC to go is wherever you decide to put it. This next question, what evidence supports your inference as to the best placement of the furnace and the air conditioner units? What evidence? Evidence is data that we've gotten from the lessons. What did we learn from the lessons that we did in class with all those cups? So I want you to think about the different insulated cups. I want you to think about the cups with the lids. I want you to think about how the green food dye moved in the cups whenever we added it to hot water versus cold water. I want you to think of all those things and tell me, what did you learn from those lessons that helped you decide where to put the AC and the furnace? And the last one is the significance of the inference. How did the larger idea connect to the evidence? In other words, what did you learn about conduction, convection, radiation, convection currents that helped you decide where to place the AC unit and where to place the furnace? Because there is information that you learned about conduction, convection, and radiation and how heat moves that should tell you there is a very good place to put the AC unit and the furnace. So that's how you do that first part. Then the next part is very similar. You're going to tell me where the best place to place the insulation and where is the best place to place the vents. And so tell me where It's okay for this to be multiple places. I know in a household, there's multiple places where insulation are, and there's multiple places where there's vents. And then you're going to tell me, what did you learn from our lessons about all those cups, lessons 1 through 6, that helped you decide where those should be placed? And this is where I want you to think of like maybe some of the insulated cups, or especially that dye moving through hot and cold water. And then what is the significance of the inference? What does the larger idea connect to the evidence? What did you learn about conduction and convection and radiation that helped you decide where to go? And you need to make sure that you have a good understanding of conduction, convection, and radiation before you can answer this question. So you might need to access some resources. Here's what you can use as your resources. So for the second question about evidence, where it's asking you, what did you learn about the lessons? What evidence do you have that helps you support where you decided to place each one of those items in the house? Here are all the lessons that we did as a class. So regular cup versus fancy cup, the hot and cold in all the 4 different cups, the cup with a lid versus cup with no lid, and the food coloring in hot and cold. And then as a class, we did the explaining the kinetic energy and temperature. So you can reference all of these, and you should be using one of them or a few of them to help you with that second question about evidence. For the third question that was in each one of those sections, it's asking you to connect the larger idea. This is the information that we're learning about conduction, convection, and radiation. We learned this in a couple ways. We did 2 Edpuzzle videos, the Brain Pop one about the mug, and then we also did a Lighthouse Lab about thermal energy. And you did notes on Science Shorts where it gave you a lot of information specifically about conduction, convection, radiation, and it had some good videos in there. So this is all of the information I can give you to help you to complete this final product. Please email me or come talk to me if you have any questions about how to do it, and I hope you can get it done.